Welcome to the very, very, very strongest One Piece podcast. I am your host, traveler of the world's oceans, crusher of notorious foes as I go, and sinker of countless ships. Out of fear, people call me the Dynast of Destruction. Remember my name well. Captain Bill. And don't be surprised when I tell you this, but I have a crew of over 8,000 pirates behind me. But here today, I'm with just two. My Nakama on this voyage through the Grand Line, First Mate Justin, and Late Night Lou. Every week, we go over the legendary anime and manga series One Piece at a time. This week, we're covering episodes 111 to 120. Just a heads up, we're going to be talking about these episodes, and there's going to be spoilers. You know what that means? If you don't like spoilers, skedaddle for now. But then you're going to come back. You're going to come back and join our crew, and you're going to enjoy some One Piece content about those episodes.
Unless you like us describing the episodes to you, like, and that's how you want to take in the show.
Yeah, you can just binge all of our episodes and then tell all your friends you watched One Piece through us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think we put together a good podcast here, but I don't recommend doing that. I gotta say. I think we do good work, but don't do that, guys.
Gumma don't.
Listen,
exactly.
My wife can attest to what Bill is saying. She has listened to multiple episodes of never watched One Piece, like one episode.
I don't know what the fuck is happening in this show.
Well, no, she's actually more upset that we don't talk about One Piece more because
she's like, why do you keep bringing up this fucking devil fruit chart? I can't figure out what's going on.
Why is Lou so mean to Dalton? Why does he hate Oxus so much?
I think oxes are cool.
What's with oxes? Is that something I missed?
You've gotten your wife to watch a couple episodes with you, right?
I'd say I've gotten her to watch like maybe 3 or 4 cumulative episodes, like from beginning to end. Mostly because Jacob was enjoying it.
Ooh,
hell yeah!
That's how you get her. You get Jacob in on it, and then she's like, well, if my son loves it, then I'm going to love it.
Oh, it's if Jacob is watching it and he's not acting a fool, we'll leave it on. It doesn't matter what it is.
If it buys you time.
We were, I'm playing,
Returnal?
No, well, I am playing Returnal, but Dead by Daylight.
Oh, okay. What? You're going to cheat on Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th is going out. It is...
we should be playing Dead by Daylight. We should be playing Dead by Daylight.
No.
Just saying. Yeah, you get to be all the spookies. You get to be Jigsaw. You could be a pigman.
Okay, my main character isn't in that one.
I know that.
But they have a character named Bill, I think, unless I'm thinking of Left 4 Dead.
They do have a character named Bill.
See?
But so either way, so
is he cool and smart? And
I think he is cool.
Is he funny
actually.
and he's has a podcast and everyone? He's popular and
No.
He's always sweating.
No, he's just like you.
His
Bill.
face is permanently sweat face.
He's just like you. He can't ever figure out the hitboxes.
No, but how about this, Bill?
Hey.
How about this? They just added Leon S. Kennedy as a playable character.
Who the fuck likes Leon
shit.
Kennedy legitimately?
You do. He's your favorite.
Yeah, you talk about Leon all the time, dude.
Leon. No, I thought you liked Leon.
Leon.
I like that part, but I don't. I don't like Leon as a character. He's
Well,
like
okay, think about you if you get to be the villain.
Action character.
If you get to be the villain in Dead by Daylight and you kill a Leon, you get to yell at him and they could hear you go, Leon!
That's a
That's a payoff.
argument.
You died.
What are you buying? What are you smelling?
What are you selling?
What are you smelling?
No, it's a what I was saying was that I'm playing Dead by Daylight, and my main as far as villains go is Michael Myers. And apparently I shouldn't have done that because apparently he's super hard to use.
Oh, okay.
Why is he hard to use?
Because his main ability, and it's a powerful ability, is that when you see a character, you can choose to stalk them, which doesn't and it builds up this meter that eventually gets you double speed and super hardcore hacking,
but only for that one character until you kill them.
Well,
or does that work for all characters? You stalk
the speed
one,
and everything works for all characters, but the one you choose to stalk, you get double points for killing because it's considered your obsession.
Ooh, that's fun. I like
Can you
that.
dance?
That's a good twist.
Yeah, it's
can you dance? That's the important thing that Bill wants to know.
Well, of course, you could
based
dance
off of our experiences.
But
I've never seen somebody play a game so brilliantly and yet so in the wrong direction of what they wanted. Friday the 13th, and just Bill hunkering down in a cabin, dancing as well, I don't want to say the nerd, but I'm gonna say the nerd.
He's not.
He's the best character.
Well, actually,
Everyone always made fun of me for playing as this guy too.
It's actually kind of messed up is that all the characters besides Chad are based on supporters on the Kickstarter.
Donors or something, right?
Yeah, donors on the Kickstarter. So everybody you're making fun of, everybody besides Chad that you make fun of, is somebody in real life.
Aww.
Yeah, I was trying to represent that guy. I was dancing, and I would put music on over the mic. Come on a train and
ride it.
Come on a train and ride it. Boop.
I gotta
All the
say,
best
it was
Eurodance
pretty
hits.
funny to once you die in Friday 13th, how you can pick other players and see what they were doing. If you just
spectate?
If you just spectated on Bill, it's just him dancing for 45
Come
minutes.
on and slam if you want to jam. And it's just
And then
some guy dancing.
Jason would come in and people would be dancing with you. Jason comes in, and for whatever reason, Jason always went for everybody else. You'd still be dancing in the room, and there's somebody getting chased around, getting murdered.
Nobody was gonna. If I'm Jason, I'm not falling for that shit. You got Bill out there dancing. I'm not gonna fall for that old chestnut.
The boy was looking for a good time.
Well, I guess you know what? It actually makes sense. As far as what do you call it? Being out not what the people intended. It kind of is because those camp counselors were always dancing and they were always having a good time until Jason came.
But that's not the thing that usually got them murdered, which I think for Bill to be playing as the nerdiest kid who's just dancing to the soundtrack to Space Jam, I think that always helped him be the last man standing.
Come on, Ryan.
Well, I think it's also because my character was easily the slowest character. So you got to kill there's two characters that can run super fucking fast in that game. And when you're playing as Jason, it's just so annoying because every person picks those characters. And that's why I would pick the nerdy guy and everyone would be like, why'd you pick him? He's not good. I'm like, first of all, you don't even know what quality is. But second...
First of all,
second of all,
yourself.
They didn't know how Bill played, which was beeline it to a cabin, smash a window, dance next to that window. So if Jason came in, he'd jump out the window, then dance outside, and Jason would come outside and he'd just jump back in. Yeah, and just keep dancing to fucking Space Jam. And it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, and the funny thing is when you're playing music in the headphones, Jason can hear it and it makes you less stealth, so it's even more kind of a swaggy move to do.
Exactly, your diversion, so you can call the police.
Yeah.
I will say
especially
that
when the Jason would give up though and start murdering people around the cabin, and you have Seal like in your ear.
So I will say that Friday the 13th is a better game. Like, as far as, like, there are different things that you can do to, like, win, basically, right? You, like, call the police, be the last person standing. You might be able to kill Jason. There's, like, a whole bunch of different things that you can do.
Those environments are sweet, too, dude. I love those environments.
The different cabins, different...
Yeah, they just never had the boat from Freddy Takes Manhattan.
No,
Yeah,
Freddy
I don't
takes
think that'd be an
Manhattan.
amazing level.
I don't think he ever took Manhattan.
Yeah, he sure as hell didn't. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, he stepped foot in for 2 seconds. That's like the worst Jason movie ever.
Don't ever say that again, because that's actually Billy, or what is his name? Who are you disrespecting?
Yeah, no, it's not Billy. Oh, fuck, what's his name?
Mike?
You're talking about Tommy Jarvis?
Tommy
You fake
Tommy
fans.
Jarvis.
You fake fans.
Yep.
They don't even know. Oh my god.
Bill just took
Thank
that
God this
time
isn't
to
a
look
Friday
him
the
up.
13th podcast.
Are you
Thank
talking
God
about
this isn't a Friday the 13th?
Tommy
Oh,
Jarvis?
dude, I played so many hours of the Friday the 13th game. I've watched like 2 of those movies. I know who Tommy Jarvis is.
2 of the 12 Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah.
No, I did
Well,
watch
one
like
of
4
them-
of them. I watched the first 3 at the beginning of the pandemic because we were playing so much Friday the 13th game. Which these movies are all horrible. But what's funny about the Friday the 13th
kinda
movies is the teenagers
are
get
kinda great.
progressively hotter as the movies go on. Like they start hiring hotter and hotter kids.
The budget goes
teens
up.
or whatever. Yeah, so I watched probably the first 4 because I did watch the one where Tommy Jarvis is like a kid and gets introduced or whatever.
Dude, that is the funniest
and-
fucking one. The ending on that one ends with like little kid Tommy Jarvis, who's being played by Corey Feldman. He like Jason breaks into the house. He's about to kill Corey Feldman's or Tommy Jarvis's sister, and he goes up to the bathroom and botches like a shaved head and comes down. He's like, "Look, I'm like you." And then like Jason looks at him, and then his sister just fucking hammers his head. And that's how the movie ends.
Honestly, legendary play. Honestly, legendary play.
I don't
Is
know. In 6, this chick has this little girl has psychic powers and throws Jason like through a roof or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Through a roof? Dude, that's some Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah, it was awesome. So let me give you the rundown on
Give us a rundown.
of like things you would know that you can play as in Dead by Daylight.
Leatherface, I know that one.
So yeah, Leatherface, Michael Myers. We talked about that one.
I could play as Austin Powers. That's fucking
Oh, that would be so
sick.
fucking cool. Freddy Krueger,
Boo.
which I love playing
You
as
say
Freddy Krueger.
boo. He's got claws, dude.
No,
No, I'm saying boo, like a ghost.
no, it's even crazier. The,
Oh, come on, it was a good one. Come on.
That was good. You flip flopped.
his thing is causing dreamscapes. So
Nightmare.
like instead of like a mine, it's basically like a mine. You step on it and then all of a sudden like your character becomes completely visible and is like shaking their head and they can't move for like an extended period of time. So yeah, that's awesome. That's one of the things he could do. Obviously, he has the cool ass Wolverine claws. But next one, you can play as Ash from Ash vs. the
Ash
Evil
Ketchum?
Dead.
What?
Yeah, Ash from Pokemon.
Yeah, Ash Ketchum. You fucking kill
Well,
them
I mean,
monsters.
that could be a cool one. You get caught in the ball and then you're just in solitary confinement.
Or
for the
you're
rest of the game.
trapped
That's
like a
pretty terrifying.
Pokemon, and then you have to battle
A
for your
Pokemon.
life.
Yeah, then you have to fight. You only come out of the ball to fight.
Let's not get into Pokemon dogfighting again.
Yeah.
Okay, but like real talk, Ash from Evil Dead, he has a shotgun and a chainsaw for an arm, which is awesome. But if you're going up against people who have like dreamscape kind of shit, like what are you gonna do? Like,
Well, no, there's nothing you can do. it's...
Well, I'm saying, like, what's his power scaling? Like, what can he do?
So he has... what is his power scale? Let me see what his
See, it's not
features
even
are.
memorable.
No. Oh, okay. Buckle up. He can like if one of the, because the difference between this and Friday the 13th is in Friday the 13th you can be working with people, but you can also fuck them over. In this game, you get way rewarded for helping people. So like in the game, everybody always is trying to get out alive. So it's like everybody or nobody pretty much. So yeah, like as much as you can. So
You're just
okay.
reading it up,
So,
aren't you?
you get an extra Medal of a Man. So when the killer is gonna deal the death blow, you use your metal arm to block it. That gives you like an extra shot.
Oh, that's cool.
When a killer grabs you, so in the game, like every killer can grab you and they put you on these hooks. That's like their main thing.
You get like what, 3, right? 3, like you get
Yes.
hooked 3 times and you're dead.
Yes, 3 times and you're dead. But up until like on the way there, you can wiggle, right? And if you get the wiggle bar all the way through, you can wiggle out of it. His is up 50%.
Oh, you know
So-
who I'm definitely going to play as in this game?
Yeah. So yeah, he has that.
Mike from the Blair Witch Project.
Oh yeah.
He gets the map and you can throw it in the river. He runs out of cigarettes. He carries the dat on his back. And,
That's true. That's true.
And he stands in the corner, real scary.
Yeah, he's technically last to die, considering that he was just in the corner and the other chick got murdered. So
Oh yeah, so this is
Your last
actually
man
kind of
standing.
feeds well into what I've been doing lately is watch the Blair Witch Project. Lude'd never seen it, so I was like, let's watch the Blair Witch Project.
I've never seen it. Bill puts this shit on once a month. It's his favorite fucking movie. And like we'll be watching something.
And
he's
Lou's
like,
like,
I
"I've
don't
never
know if
seen
I'm
it.
like
Could
in the
you put it
mood to
on?"
watch
I'm like,
Bill,
this.
you hate Unhinged, but you like the Blair Witch Project.
I'm actually gonna don't make this into the podcast where I have to destroy you right now.
I didn't even go over the rest of the people that
legitimately
we could be.
amazing, and Unhinged is the doggiest dog shit I've seen in my life. Don't even dare disrespect the name.
Unhinged makes you think on so
Makes
many
you
levels.
think. It's Russell Crowe.
It could happen to anyone, all right? It's real shit.
So it could get your
Nowadays,
map kicked in the
everyone's
river.
crazy with fucking road rage. When am I ever encountering a witch?
All the time
Okay, but that's kind of on
on
me.
the subway.
But, like,
Says that lady
No.
shaking chicken bones at you all the time.
First of all, when
That
am I
is true,
encountering
but
a
she's
witch?
also
you live
looks-
in Brooklyn.
yeah,
It's like
that
the
is
most
true.
witch-filled place ever.
Everyone's
Okay.
practicing witchcraft nowadays.
Okay, so I'll go run through the rest really fast. Scream, Ghostface. You
Nice.
play as Ghostface, which is pretty cool.
Ghostface, catch the blast of a hype verse.
See, that's a good one. You could just be blasting Wu-Tang while you're fucking murdering everybody.
Stranger Things. You can play
What?
as the Demogorgon,
Demogorgon?
or my main when I'm playing as one of the survivors.
Best guy Bob?
No, not Best Guy Bob.
Oh. Fuck. That really got me hyped up for a second there. I was like legit, I might play this game.
No, Steve Harrington, the fucking best. My favorite
that
character.
is
Steve
pretty
Harrington.
He's the fucking best. I don't care
First of all,
what you say.
Will?
Big Brother Byers, man. Come on.
What are you talking about?
Or Barb. Best girl Barb.
No, fucking, oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. Barb, the one who just sat on the edge of a pool and fucking died.
No, she was looking out for her friend.
No, she was
And her
not.
friend left her
She
by
was
the
being a
pool.
sore sport. Just like, I guess I'll just hang out here. That's something I would do.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. Oh, she just sat on the edge of a pool and died. Oh.
You guys are disrespecting. First of all, you disrespected me. You disrespected Barb. You disrespected the Blair Witch Project. I don't know if I can continue this podcast with y'all anymore.
Wait, no, Steve Harrington, legitimately the MVP of the entire.
Excuse me?
He swings a fucking baseball bat, I think.
No, he completely flips the narrative of him maybe being a prick to being the fucking hero.
Yeah.
His perk is called babysitter.
He smashed Jeffrey. What's the guy? The Big Brother Byers. It's not Will Byers. What's his name?
Jason from Power Rangers?
No, you know what I'm talking about.
You got Will and then his older brother. Did he have an older
It begins
brother?
with a J, I think. Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, the photographer. He smashed his camera.
Yeah, he smashes his camera. First of all, you're not
First of all,
fuck
fuck that guy. All right, and guess what? Steve Harrington actually, his alternate outfit is playing as I forgot what that kid's name is.
We'll call him
Why
Jeff.
did in the first place? I like that kid way better than I like.
Then Steve?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, first of all, all right, put yourself in Steve's shoes. This guy is taking pictures of your girlfriend
Okay,
naked.
no, I forgot about that. You're right.
That's why he smashed his camera. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Bill
He's
was
doing
wrong
some
on the
fucking
podcast. We got it
Sanji
on
shit.
record.
He deserved to get punched in the chin once or twice.
I don't even
okay?
think Sanji's done some shit like that yet.
Damn
No, not
right.
yet. Yeah, it's
And
a
you're
bad
gonna
look.
fucking
Jonathan Byers, that's
Jeff?
his name. Jesus.
Jonathan,
forever
yeah.
figured that.
Jonathan, I was
Byers.
close. Jonathan
I'm like,
Byers
Jeffrey
deserved to get his camera
Joe.
smashed. You know, look,
But-
all I'm saying is spooky season's coming up. Justin's bringing up a good point. We've got some really good
should watch
fucking
Stranger
A-list characters. No, we should be playing some fucking Dead by Daylight, getting spooked out of our minds,
Look,
and chasing each other around.
We'll
wanna
split the
play more
difference.
Friday
We'll
the
split the
13th.
difference. We'll do one last hurrah with Friday the 13th.
By deleting it off of our
Thank you.
consoles.
And because it will be gone.
No.
No, it will be gone.
It's dead. It's a dead game.
Why is it dead? We're playing it. We're having fun with friends. It's not dead.
No, the
like,
servers are
last
going to
time
stop.
we loaded. Yeah, last time we loaded it up, it didn't load. It just would
Oh, really? I
crash.
didn't
It's not
remember
being.
that.
Yeah, it's not going to be supported
Yeah,
because they
it didn't work
because they
at
can't
Oh.
because they don't have rights. The lawsuit is still going on, and
No, I'm surprised you don't remember because you kept going, "What the fuck? Why isn't it working?" And it was clear as day.
So they have Silent
It's done.
Hills.
oh, you
Silent
get to
Hills.
play as Pyramid Head?
You get
Yes,
to play
you
as
do.
the hills.
You do get to play as Pyramid Head,
We should play Dead by Daylight.
and then when they have
What do you even know about Pyramid Head? You never played Silent Hill 2.
I saw the movie. He skinned a person. That was spooky.
That was
You
a
watched the
freaking movie.
Yeah, the movie was
God.
dope.
it was not a bad movie. I was expecting it to be trash. That was not a horrible movie. That was
Yeah,
pretty
you
good.
had
watch
some
it.
fucking cool, like, spooky nurses and, like, a church. We should watch it.
And then they just added Resident Evil. So they got Leon, Jill Valentine, who could be Claire,
Nemesis.
Tight.
and then Nemesis as
Okay,
the,
all right.
the boss you play as.
That's good. That's good.
Boom.
And then September 7th, Hellraiser.
So when's the Blair Witch DLC? You didn't mention that yet.
That's it.
That might-
First of all, if
that
you can
might
describe
actually
what the
come
Blair
through.
Witch looks like, then
That's the thing, yeah. That Bill, you're not gonna like that.
only her arms are covered in horse fur.
That's a direct quote.
When was the
from
last time you
Blair
watched
Witch.
the Blair Witch Project? They talk about what she looks like.
I
And her
could
feet
tell
don't
you.
touch the ground.
I could
Have you
tell
seen the new
it
one?
was Sunday.
The
Well,
new one
I
is so
tried-
bad that even Lou couldn't.
Yeah.
All right, you and Lou have been gaslighting me about Unhinged for like 3 months. The new Blair Witch Project is so bad, Lou couldn't even stand to do that.
I turned it off in 10 minutes. It was really fucking bad.
what are you talking about?
Lou wanted to gaslight me through it the whole way.
Which one?
And even he was like,
I did.
he
No,
was like,
I really
Blair Witch
tried
2,
to get
or are we talking about the new Blair
3.
Witch?
The remake, the
new
the
one.
remake.
Oh, okay. Well,
the,
it's not.
the second
I
one is also
tried-
absolutely horrible.
Okay.
Yeah. I tried really hard to gaslight Bill through the remake, and we got 10 minutes in, and I was like, nah. Like, I feel worse than I ever have in my entire life. And
But see, that's how I feel about the
And then I
first
put
one.
on Unhinged and said, Justin, you should watch this movie with us. And it turned out to be Bill's favorite movie. So
Bill loves it.
You know, he talks about it all the time.
MVP.
He really does.
Goda. Forget Oda.
I do.
He said one of the best stories ever told is Russell
We
Crowe's
should actually
Unhinged.
get into one of the best stories ever told, because I'm
Yeah,
really
let's,
over the
let's-
Unhinged
yeah,
that you guys have been doing. It's not that good.
It's hurting his feelings.
Ghostface. You can play as Ghostface, Bill. Your favorite. I do like how Ghostface runs, because he runs like he does in the movies, like tripping over everything. I'm like, this is my favorite
Pretty
thing.
good. I'll probably play as that character.
All right. So,
I feel like I couldn't main Nemesis, because Nemesis 2 like actually would be good. I when I have to main a character that like kind of
Yeah, but he's like, I feel like Nemesis is fists only, and that is a very unique
no, he's got
character.
like a rocket launcher.
I feel like he's slow. Let me see Nemesis.
Yeah, he's like a heavy.
Yeah, so let me see what Nemesis has got.
All right, instead of talking about just this one game for the entire podcast, we should talk about One Piece.
One Piece. Let's do it.
Piece.
Jump in.
Do it.
We
All right,
start
guys.
this one off at episode 111.
Tell them.
And you
What
know what it
else?
starts off with? It starts with Toto finds water, and he's about to find some sandy ass sobbles, dude. I felt so bad. It really does kick off with him finding some water, super psyched, and then the realization that Luffy got fucking impaled, and Sobbles is on its way to just destroy what's left of Yuba. And I feel like Toto didn't deserve it. But you know what? Toto also doesn't seem phased too, which I think is the coolest aspect about him. He's like, do it. Send me sand. As much sand as you can. I will still be sanding.
Yep.
That's pretty tight. That's admirable. I don't know.
Well, he's a lot like Luffy in that way, that he's going to continue despite anything.
Yep.
Well,
Ambition.
he's a lot like Luffy by getting dumped in
ass-
sand because
by getting his
Luffy
ass
did
kicked
it.
by Crocodile. That's how he's like Luffy. How about that?
Yeah.
3
Luffy
points.
gets dumped into the fucking sand pit. It's a 3-pointer shot, right? He
Okay,
gets
first of all,
yeeted.
you're missing an important detail here, because before he gets dunked into the sand, the Yuba water breaks, and he's able to grab Crocodile's arm and squeeze that shit, and it hurts. It hurts him.
Air hurts. Does he finds his weakness? His weakness is water.
Just like Sandman.
What
Yeah,
are you waiting
exactly.
for?
And you know
Oh,
what?
Is his
That
weakness
dusty
going to be
motherfucker
water?
had to come in. Yeah, well, sand solidifies in water. You can hit something that's
Well,
solidified.
no, I know this from Spider-Man. Okay, so the weakness is going to be water, just like I was like, there's no way it's going to be like Sandman and his weakness is water.
Well, my thinking was like, if you're gonna impale Luffy, there's gonna be blood, and blood does run thicker than water. Technically, you didn't need the Yuba water. What I'm getting at is, you got blood on your hands. Like, Luffy could probably fuck you up at that point.
So
but
what
then
Lou's
again,
saying here is he can
impaled.
write it better than Oda. So no that.
Oda, you don't know Oda. Okay, I
Hey, now.
fucking regret that immediately. I'm sorry.
Anyways, but we do get the return of Birdman. He's back, everyone.
Hell comes swooping on in. Fucking helps Luffy out too. You know, Miss All Sunday here is playing a very weird role, where she's intrigued about who Luffy is, and like, why are you fighting Crocodile? But like, at the same time, like, Pell shows up, she's like, I thought you're dead. Like, just ready to fucking. Well, I mean, she's not even ready to fight him. She's like, you're gonna die anyway.
No,
Like,
she's playing-
this is off my plate.
She's playing a different game than everyone else. She's like, she's on Crocodile's side. She's very much Revolver Ocelot and Metal Gear Solid 2. Is she behind Crocodile? Yes. But, she's got her own thing going. Like, she's got her own interests. She will help who she wants to help. and just to see how things play out.
Maybe
Very
that's why she
interesting
wears
character.
that cowboy hat.
Love
I feel
that
like
guy.
that's a cowboy trope, you know. Like I'm not on the side of good or bad. It's just well, you know.
I'm
what's for me.
on the side of justice.
Yeehaw!
She also like introduces Pell to Luffy. She's like, "Hey, maybe you can help this guy," or like kind of like, it's like, "Yeah, you guys do your thing. I'm gonna get out of here."
Yeah, she gives them just enough to push them along. And what I thought was really interesting is that we really don't see Luffy this set of episodes at all.
Yeah. We actually go to a crew of Straw Hats on their way to Alabasta, and it's the first time ever I think we've seen like Zorro, who is the most tenured Straw Hat, is looking kind of concerned, and Sanji even says to him like, "You're afraid he's gonna lose,"
Because
like,
he's getting ripped. He's doing them curls.
Yeah, like he's like idle hands at the devil's playground. So he's just doing whatever he can to like take his mind off the situation that, you know, Luffy might not come out of this one.
No, he's just being prepared. That's all. And you know what? He's been doing curls for the last 18 episodes. So Sanji, shut the fuck up. Zoro's got it under control. He's
Fancy
his
eyebrows,
eyebrow, boy.
take it easy. That fancy eyebrow, get out of here, little wiggle worm.
trying to throw him off his game.
So this is, you know, another important thing that we get is we get to see the Supersonic Duck Squad. Excuse
Damn
me.
Right.
Look at these ducks.
Bill, when I was concerned I might not be able to watch all these episodes like so soon, when I saw these supersonic ducks, I was like, Jacob, get over here. We're going to watch these ducks for 8 episodes.
Hell yeah. Like, it was already hype enough right before they introduced the Supersonic Duck Squadron. They, like, the Straw Hats go up against a catfish, and they get saved by the Kung Fu,
Yes, the
dugongs.
Kung Fu Dugongs.
Oh, yeah.
They come back. They came back for fucking Luffy. And they, like, fight that. I'm like, oh, you can't fucking top this. And then you get, like, this... And Bill said it best. It's kind of like this, like, Star Wars, like...
It's like
They're
it's like the X-Wings.
Yeah, they're like, that's exactly what dude, I'm so glad you caught on that. Actually, so I want to spend a second with this, because this is actually my very, very, very of the week, is the very, very, very strongest Duck Squadron. Because, I mean, these are like, you know, who you got? You got the Supersonic Duck Squadron, the Mighty Ducks. I mean, I'm going to go with Supersonic Duck Squadron here.
I know, Mighty
and I
Ducks.
You know, regardless of the
Knuckle
Mighty
puck.
Ducks or the Squadron, I'm still sitting in my seat yelling, ducks, 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 ducks,
Yes.
ducks. Getting
Okay,
And they
so
kind of do a flying V, so...
Yeah, I want you
They
guys
do,
to just pull up a quick image of the Supersonic Duck Squadron, and I want to know, which of these ducks are you picking? Which duck do you want to befriend and ride into battle?
Mine's the guy with the rice hat. Like, all day.
Yeah, I think that's a good one for you, Lou. He's got a little tie. I think for
he's
me,
so fucking cute.
I think for me, it's got to be the guy with he's got a hat on that has glasses on top of the hat, but he's also wearing glasses, like sunglasses on his hat, but also sunglasses on his face.
I see what you're talking about with the purple hat.
It's between
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one or the Viking hat one. It's one of those.
The Viking hat one is so solid, but he's like too solid. But then again, he
He's
has
looking
no
powerful.
faults. Yeah. Massive fucking duck, Viking helmet on. We even later on see the power that he has with the dude who's got like the crazy hat.
He's strong.
He's strong. And they do like a flying V as well. Like, one of the hypest fucking moments of like these episodes that we're covering is, you know, you've got the Straw Hats riding in on the Supersonic Duck Squadron,
Dude.
and they're all dressed the same. And you get this dialogue between Miss Merry Christmas and I think Mr. 3, where they're
Yeah,
like,
the rest of Baroque works basically.
Well, no,
They're
Mr.
like,
3
we
is the
don't- yeah.
wax man. He's with Mr.
It's-
2 and Mr.
You're
4.
right, you're right. It is actually like all of Baroque works. Like, they're all there and they're like, all we need to do is pick off Vivi. and then they show you the squad, and they're like, which one's Vivi? And they're like coming in with this solid fucking game plan, just charging into Alabasta. And like at this point, like the war's about to fucking go down, and you've got these boys just like running in.
Dude, yeah, they're like flying in. It's like total X-Wing vibes. And then, you know, the Baroque works are freaking out. Mr. Four hits a baseball, like an exploding baseball at them, and like Zorro's very quick, like dodge it. And they all like split apart. Like, oh my god, this gets me so hyped every time. Like, I literally, this is probably my third time seeing it this year. Still hyped. Still got me hyped.
Do you guys want to hear my duck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me this duck.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's your duck?
It's Karoo.
Oh, dude.
That's a solid
This
one.
is why he's the first mate, ladies and gentlemen, and people of non-binary gender identification.
You can be lady and gentleman.
Whatever you want to be.
Yeah, whatever you want to be. No, and
But this is why he's the first mate.
Please tell me why it's Karoo. I already know why it's Karoo, but I want to.
Actually, I'm more interested. You tell me why you think it's Karoo.
Because while Vivi's standing there, trying to stop the rebellion, yelling at the top of her lungs, "Leader, leader!" It comes to this point where there is no saving grace, and it's going to happen. And what does Karoo do? He notices she's gonna get trampled, and he fucking takes the hit for her.
Karoo is MVP for sure in these episodes. I mean,
Takes her
there's a lot of
down
MVPs,
and
but
covers
Karoo
her.
for sure.
Well, that is true. And like, you know, all those accommodations, all of those valid. But the reason I choose Karoo obviously is because I'm a little bitch and I always chose Leonardo, Cyclops, whoever the leader was of the team. That was the guy that I wanted to be. And Tommy Pickles, that's who I wanted to be. I always pick the main guy.
Is it confirmed Karoo is leader? It would make sense if he is.
He is the leader. He is in the center of this photo.
You know what? You're right. Especially if it's Vivi's right-hand man is Karoo. You're absolutely right.
But I will say, I give shout-outs to that duck with the backwards baseball cap.
Yeah, that's a good one for you, Justin. I like that one too.
I like that one too. But Karoo, I always pick the leader.
Yeah, Karoo.
Cyclops, people say he sucks. I was like, Cyclops, my guy. Someone has to keep it together.
Dude, we've got all these moving pieces. They all come in. They all separate. We've got Vivi being like saved by Karoo. And at this point, it's the first time I think in One Piece history where we get these like 1v1s. Or like maybe like these 2v2s.
This is
and like
my...
you get to see everybody, like episodes dedicated to like each fight of each person of the Straw Hat.
Everyone gets a fight.
It is exactly what I was talking about. I don't know how many episodes ago where I was talking about tournaments and the 1v1s.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I was talking about. And
it,
only anime does this. Nothing else does this. I don't know why. Like, I love this idea.
I feel like the closest thing that could come to it too would be something out of the mind of Tarantino. And the only reason I say this is because, like, you know, whatever fight it is, there's like somebody who drops to the ground, and then you get like this like typewriter like so and so versus so and so winner so and so, and then like the episode.
The stylization of it is super sweet.
You know?
Oh yeah, no, that is like the glaze on top of the cake. It's just like that. Oh yes, win. And
yeah, Justin, I actually want to hear you talk about these fights a little bit, because I think this is like, and this is what I was waiting for too when I was first watching One Piece, is like the kind of Yu Hakusho kind of fights where it's like, you know, like this character versus this, like every character like gets paired off in some way. And this is the first time in One Piece where we really get that. I mean, we get a little bit of that in Arlong Park, but this is like even Nami has her fight. And so I kind of want to hear you talk about like seeing these for the first time and like what your thoughts are, and is there certain fights that you gravitate towards?
The ones that, so The one I found the most interesting initially was Usopp's.
Hell yeah.
Because
Dude, I'm so glad you said that, because like I felt the same way first time watching. But
'Cause-
like I'll let you continue.
because Usopp is, I mean, what makes him interesting as a character is he is outmatched. He is not. He is, like, on paper, he is not the guy, right?
Yep.
So he has to figure out how he's going to beat these two, like, that are clearly out of his league. Like, no pun intended with the baseball stuff. And basically, he's teaching Chopper, like, this is how you do it. Like, like you're up against somebody stronger than you. Like, Chopper's been kind of hesitant basically this whole, like, saga about, like, I can't believe you guys do this. This is what, like, pirates are, like, all these different things. And, Usopp is showing him, like, yeah, no, this is how you beat this kind of person. Like, it's like he's way smarter than he gives, like, anybody gives him credit for. And he is, like, he just comes up with the clutch move after clutch move, like, almost not deserving. Like, it's crazy.
No, it's totally. I feel like it is deserving. Like, the way I see Usopp's fight now that I'm, like, rewatching it, because, like, I'm still in the same boat where it's like, this is a big comeuppance for Usopp and for Chopper, and there's, like, these layers to it, and the best way I can equate it is, like, Usopp's been working at a company, and he just got promoted to manager, and it's his first day, and he's also training the new hire. And he's doing this thing where, like, he's trying to be, like, this grandiose thing of, like, how you should act in the fight, but at the same time, he's getting his ass handed to him because he's not... This is, like, his first fight against really, like, something one-on-one that's, like, way more dangerous than him. And he's kind of getting his ass handed to him, but, like, instead of giving up, he's, like, busting out all the stops and trying to do all the shit. And you got Chopper, who's also, like, been questioning himself this whole time. And he's like, he keeps repeating, like, his conversation with Zorro where it's like, you do what you can. And, like, Usopp's giving him, like, this, I don't want to say false confidence, but he's giving him this confidence where it's like, you're right. And, like Chopper's trying to, like, step it up another notch. And, like, he's trying to be a little bit more clever and trying to follow the lead of somebody who's not actually that experienced at the role, but is doing what he's witnessed other people who have done it before.
And but he's also using, like, his own unique skills because like he has to,
like, the
work with what he's got.
I was gonna say let's talk about some of the things that he does in the fight, because I think these are super fun. Like, the first one of, like, first he disappears and they're like, where'd he go? And he's like, funny thing about these holes,
They're all
we can
connected.
use them too, which is such an obvious little play, but not one that I thought of. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like, oh yeah, like, we can go into these holes too, and so, like, your power is, like, also something that we can abuse. Then you get the 5-ton hammer, which is just, like, iconic.
Yeah.
Which
So
comes
cool.
I love
through. It comes through in typical, like, anime fashion where it's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
It's literally
Like,
whack-a-mole.
also,
This is-
yeah.
This is, like, the most Japanese fight, because it's like you have the whack-a-mole thing, but then you also have, like, the obsession with baseball. And so Mr. Four, the reason that he's Mr. Four is because he's the number 4 batter, which, do you guys know what that means?
It's a cleanup. You're the cleanup
exactly.
batter.
So he's, like, your most clutch batter who, like, gets the grand slam or whatever. So
But can we talk about his the way he gets the baseballs is from a gun that ate a dog fruit.
yeah,
The mut fruit,
How did
yeah.
you feel about this?
Or mut fruit, which doesn't really correlate to baseball. I mean, like, I understand maybe you could load a gun to be,
But
like,
it does correlate to guns eating fruit, obviously.
I love that.
It's
so good.
It is. That was a little bit of a stretch, but it's like one of those things that I just go, and I just write.
Well,
it
it's
off.
one of those things where, like, I think it's Usopp who even says, like, a gun ate a mut fruit, and they just brush it off in a way where it's just like, don't ask it, and like they like start firing and like go back into it. Like, you don't get an explanation; it just is what it is. And I think that's so beautiful because,
Well, yeah, one of the funny things about One Piece is like it's like this absurdist world where there is this internal logic that is very strong, but then it's like one of those things where, okay, yeah, they brush it off, and it's almost like a comedy beat that they brush off the fact that an inanimate object, quote unquote, ate something. And so, what does that mean? But the fact that it's brushed off in this world where so many things are like paid off later, like I always wonder, like, oh, is this, does this mean that we're gonna see something when we actually, because what does it mean when we actually see we've seen a human eat a devil fruit. I think we've seen Chopper eat his devil fruit, or like it's acknowledged that he ate it, but
well, we
are
know
we gonna
of. We
see
actually
an inanimate
haven't
object?
we haven't seen somebody actually eat a devil fruit yet.
Didn't we
No, I
see
think
Luffy?
we see Luffy eat it.
I stand
We see Luffy eat
corrected.
the gun.
That's true.
I mean, we
That is
almost
true.
didn't because he ate it so fast.
Oh, I think what they did
No, we see
to
Buggy eat his too.
Oh, he did.
yeah, that's true.
He just stuffed it in his mouth real quick, and
I think what they did though to cut off from the story of a gun eating the mut fruit was Miss Christmas turns into a mole and they go, she's a penguin. And they just keep referring to her as a penguin. It's so fucking good. Ugh.
It's,
But yeah, like him using the holes, the 5-ton hammer, like that initial, like when he comes out with the 5-ton hammer, I don't know if you felt this, Justin, but I went, oh fuck, like what? Usopp can do this? And he like hammers, what's his face? Mr. 2?
Mr. 4.
Mr. 4.
Mr. 4. He hammers Mr. 4 in the fucking head and stops him dead in his tracks. And I'm like losing my shit because I'm like, what the fuck? Is Usopp like significantly
sells it,
stronger
man.
than I thought he was?
He
Yeah,
sells it
100%.
super hard.
Yeah, no, and it's
Did you buy it, Justin? Did you buy it?
no, not for me. Usopp winning in a battle of strength like isn't. I knew that wasn't going to be the move that that did it. So yeah, I didn't think that was gonna stop him. Plus, the other guy had a 10-ton bat, didn't he?
A 4-ton. He's Mr. 4.
4-ton. 4-ton.
Oh, he had a 4-ton bat and then the 5-ton hammer.
Yeah, so Usopp is like one-upping him to have the 5-ton hammer.
I bet you it didn't. It wasn't actually 5 tons. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, we find out it wasn't. It was
Exactly.
paper mache. But it does scare the shit out of Miss Christmas, and it does lead her to have some sort of a panic attack, which leads to the whack-a-mole situation. And, it goes on for a little bit, which is beautiful, where, like, Usopp has the upper hand against Miss Christmas. And then there's a shifting point where Mr. 4 comes back and like comes to essentially. And the thing that like I don't know if you guys remember this, but she's like, mole banana, and he's like, what? And like she goes to reach for his like genitals, which is the scariest fucking thing. Like a person coming out of the ground to grab you. I don't know what the tactic is, but I
think
feel like
I think that's
I think she was good.
I think
she
that's
was
their
gonna rip his dick
relationship. That's.
It's their relationship.
I think it's like one of those things. Like she seems, like, and he seems kind of, dim-witted, and I feel like she takes advantage of him. But that's me
Oh, jeez, man.
bringing my own nonsense into it.
So anyway, we get the Rumble Ball.
We do get the Rumble Ball, which is fucking tight because Chopper no sells the fucking hit he takes from Mr. 4. Like
I love
he pops the rumble
scene-
ball, takes
he pops
it.
the rumble ball, but he's in between like 400 floating baseballs. Like I love the way this scene looks. Like it's like he's surrounded on all sides by these things.
Yeah, this is where the point where he uses scope, right?
He uses
'Cause
brain
he's like-
point.
A brain point. That's what it is. He's like dodging everything. He's trying to use brain point. It's like, what's the weakness? What's the weakness? And he finds it. And he pocket sands the shit
the
out
dog.
of the fucking mutt dog.
Fuji dusts him.
Yeet! Right in his face. So good.
My favorite move.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you do it.
Yeah.
I got a pocket full of sand and I'm taking names.
Exactly. Don't need a gun. But
How do you think he works his way up to first mate? He pocket sanded his way up to the top.
Oh yeah. So, what happens after this? What happens to cause the big explosion? I forget.
Oh, the big explosion? Oh, that comes from. Well,
No, that's
We
when
get-
Chopper does the Fuji dust on, and it makes him shoot all the baseballs into the molehills.
That's what it was. That,
Yeah, it makes everything
Yeah.
blow up. And then
And then they walk
Vin-
away like badasses.
whoa. You guys are missing some huge points here because they tell Usopp Luffy's dead. And Usopp loses his shit. Is like,
This is-
you think he's dead? He can't fucking die. He doesn't say this, but like, it's essentially
That's fucking bullshit. You
that's
fucking
fucking, you're a
bitch.
fucking liar. You broke bitch. Don't you dare. That's a play on the words of broke bitch. But anyway,
I'm glad
like,
you.
he takes it to, I gotta specify, but yeah, he takes it to heart and he's like, no, like, there's no fucking way. But at the same time, like, he's getting dragged through walls by Miss Merry Christmas. And he even takes a 4-ton hammer to the face, which gives one of the most critical blows I've seen in One Piece.
Oh, yeah,
which-
all of his teeth come out. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
No, well, like,
well, when
coming
they
up
show
to
the,
it,
his nose
Bill-
breaking and like his
Oh
Yeah. Bill, right before it was about to happen, which I kind of forgot this scene existed, Bill turns and looks at me and he's like, this is going to be the most Mortal Kombat shit. And I look and like, it's just Usopp's face smashing in from a 4-ton hammer.
And I love after this fight, Usopp is like basically on a stretcher, like going towards wherever the action is.
Well, before we get to the after the fight part, because this is probably my favorite scene in all of Alabasta and is one of my favorite One Piece scenes. I go back and I watch this scene all the time where Usopp stands up after taking the 4-ton bat to the face after, Miss Merry Christmas says that Luffy's dead. And he has a speech where he tells Chopper, he stands up out of the rubble and he's like, Chopper, there's a time when a man will not run from a fight. That moment is when his friends' dreams are laughed at. I know Luffy will become the Pirate King, and I won't let you laugh at that. Oh my god. Gives me chills every time. And the voice acting here, like the way there's kind of like a break in the voice. Oh my god.
And it's
Chills every time. And this
Yeah.
is like this is kind of like going to be a little bit of a thing of like each of the Straw Hats at some point will get their moment where they say like where they're up against some kind of odds and they're like, no, it's either, I'm going to make Luffy the king or Luffy's going to be the king. And oh my god. And the fact that Usopp's the first one and the Usopp Luffy friendship is a very special friendship. Like there's something very like Zorro is Luffy's first mate, but Usopp is like Luffy's best friend, right? And so this has like a very special kind of feeling to it. And this like Usopp, at the time that I first watched this, he became my favorite character. I thought this was like amazing. I still think it's amazing. This like I said, it's my favorite part of this arc. Man, I come back and I watch this all the time. It always gives me chills. I've like, teared up so many times watching this. Like probably have seen it like 30, 40, 50 times. I could come back and look at this all the time.
You know, like, I totally understand the significance of this. It's not my favorite Ussop, or it's not my turning point for Ussop, but it was definitely the thing that made me lean more towards, like, he's cool. Like, absolutely. Especially after he gives that, like, monologue, and then Miss Merry Christmas gears up to do another 4-ton hammer swing, and he yells for Chopper, and, like, they instinctually, like, know what to do. And, like, everything leading up where, like, he's getting dragged and you're like, he's gonna fucking die. Like, this is it. Like, he's gonna get smacked again. He can't handle this shit. He smoke stars. And then, like, the switcheroo with Chopper changing into another form, lifting up Miss Merry Christmas and gearing her up for a fucking, like...
Tear up. Tear up.
Tear up. I almost said a Hail Mary play, which is a completely different sport, but fucking destroys
Nobody listening
her.
would have ever noticed.
Yeah.
But, like, it's such a win for, like, Choppy, too, man. Like, he comes in, like, helping out another Straw Hat to, like,
And then
save
they do
his
like
life.
the slingshot
and also
rocket launch of the hammer.
so sick. So sick.
Yeah, no, this is...
And that's where we get our first little end screen where it's like,
Oh, yeah,
battle.
and it caps off. And the first time you see it, you're like, oh! It's great.
Such a
We're
good
doing this? Yeah, because
and-
it does. It gets you hyped for, like, the next one. You're like, all right, who's next? Who's fighting who next? Like,
Who's next? Who next?
So do you guys want to go most, like, because you were asking me before, like, the ones I found most interesting, or...
Well, I feel
You-
like we're kind of going in order of the fights at a little bit here.
Because we started with the first
we
one.
are, but we did ask Justin which one stood out to you. He said Ussop first, and who came second. And we'll get to there if it's somewhere in between. But I do want to know what was second to you, where it was like, oh shit, you know.
Kind of along the same night, like, kind of along the same trajectory, Nami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nami's fight. Only it. I mean, and it links to Ussop a lot, but there's so her like they're basically retconning the fact that she got this weapon that you never heard about, and she uses it, has all these abilities, all this other stuff, and she has this note that with instructions and everything like that. Like, it could all be called, like, bad storytelling, but it's not. Only because it works so well.
Yeah.
It's
Like the dialogue between her and Ussop in the flashback of, like, how she even, like, got this weapon.
Yeah, and the pacing of the fight I thought was really awesome. Only, like, only the fact that Miss Doublefinger does not take her seriously until she does. Like, it's too late. And I found that really I found that really compelling. I did find it weird, like, they broke off that fight, like, basically to make two of them, because it was Nami and Zorro versus the other two, and then they basically split into two fights. But yeah, no,
Well, the two of them end up kind of in different places too, so.
Yeah, no, yeah, because because one runs away.
But also, I love how the climb attack, Nami's weapon, fits her skill set so well.
Yeah, being like a navigator who can, like, kind of sense, like, what the climate is and, like, how it's going to change before anybody else on the, like, team can feel it, you know?
And Ussop knows. Like, he knows that's why he built it for her. Or at least, like, some part of him did. Besides the party tricks. He's like, don't use
Yeah,
this.
the party tricks is such a good opening too, because There's a moment where you're watching this and you're like, oh, is Oda gonna write this into like a comedy? Like, is this not gonna be a real fight? But then, and this is like one of the strengths of One Piece is being able to go from these like on a dime, switch from comedy to action to drama. I mean, it hits so many different.
He
parts,
does it
like,
really
different,
well
like,
too,
genres.
especially for like Nami. Like, so like, I think it's okay for us to jump around for this because it doesn't like they're all their own withstanding thing until we get back to like the entire rebellion Alabasta fight. But what I want to say is like Nami, and like on that cusp of what you were saying, Bill, is like Nami's in this fight with Miss Doublefinger, and she's just running the whole time, and then we get like this flashback, and she's hiding behind some barrels. She remembers her talk with like Ussop, and like we're not the strongest people on the team, and we need to figure out a way to like we can step up and like do something to help the Straw Hats. And like she gets her weapon, all this stuff, and it's just in time where it's like this funny like, oh well, you have to pay me, and like she's like, okay, thank you so much, Usopp. And she's like leaving, and it comes right back into reality with her getting stabbed through a wall from Miss Doublefinger, and like it's just this like really good storytelling where it's like she's in a no shit situation. Oh, we're in a funny like flashback that like abruptly ends with her getting like brought back into reality, and like, oh, this is like life or death. Like you need to like figure this shit out right now.
That's what makes it I feel very interesting in concept. What I think what the best thing about a lot of these fights are in this series is that it's never about just being the strongest. It is everybody has to figure out how they're going to beat their opponent. Whether it's Will, whether it's, Usopp having to outsmart, his opponent. Nami has to figure out, on the fly, how basically it's improvising. Her being able to do that. It's all of it is using it's another layer over just being able to hit somebody harder than they hit you.
Yeah, and I think what really plays into it too is it doesn't lose the factor that there's something at risk, because as much as it's funny to see Nami go to do a thing where she's like, oh, this is gonna climb attacked, and you're expecting this big reveal, but instead pigeons come out and you laugh for a second, but then immediately after you see her get fucked up where a spike goes through her calf or her foot or something, and you're like, there's real shit on the line right now, and she's trying so hard to be higher than her, but you're watching her get cut down a peg.
She's
every
not
time
Zorro
too.
Basically it's look, we know she's not Zorro. This isn't her, this isn't her skill set. But she's there because she's there for Vivi and for money, but mostly for Vivi. And, she is going to figure it out. That's what I love. She is, determined to, that's her willpower, is to figure out it's not I'm going to die, it's how am I going to get out on top. And it's, I think maybe the only weak thing about this fight was that maybe Miss Doublefinger, there was one too many times where she kind of let her slide. There was 86 times where she could have killed her.
Well, I look
part
at
of
the fight.
Comedy beats, though.
It's part of the comedy beats.
She stands
I think
there for the cool ball comes out. She's like, oh, it feels kind of cold, and then the warm ball comes out. She's like, oh, it feels kind of warm here. And then the static ball comes down. She's like, I don't like this one. Like,
well, the Nami versus Double Finger fight, I'm not just making a joke. I'm being dead ass serious. It reminds me so much of me versing Bill in a video game where he is clearly higher level than me. And I'm like, just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me figure out my move set. And then, like, once I think I got a thing, I'm like, yeah, just give me and I'm like,
throw in the Kraken.
Yeah, and then he just cuts me down a fucking peg. And I'm like, okay, that didn't work. Wait, hold on, I was hitting the wrong buttons.
Just let me figure it out.
Just let me get, like, a combo on you, dude. Come on.
but also this finisher, the tornado tempo, is fucking sweet, and it's like goofy, and it's like the kind of like goofy attack that I feel like One Piece makes cool and powerful, but also silly at the same time. And it's just, I don't know, I just love it so much. And it's so brutal when you can see like all the like how she like was spinning going through the walls.
Oh yeah, that finisher. Oh my god, annihilated her.
What's I think what like the biggest testament to what Oda does in this fight in particular is that it's Nami using this weapon, but you see 100% that Ussop made this weapon.
Yeah,
like, this was a weapon made by Ussop. This is clearly an Ussop.
I don't know if you guys felt this too, but when Nami finally like destroys Miss Doublefinger, me personally, if I was Nami, I would still beat Usopp's ass right after that. The boy had it coming. Look, you're gonna give me a whole list of like party tricks.
You see Usopp on top of what was Usopp being carried on?
Stretcher.
A stretcher?
A stretcher. Yeah. No, I thought he was on top of an animal or something. But anyways.
Oh yeah. Well, eventually Lashes comes through.
Yeah.
Like still doesn't want to carry.
I don't think Lashes ever lets him on though.
No, he doesn't.
Despite being injured.
But yeah, just he is beat to a pulp. He cannot move. He is going to bleed to death. And the whole time, Chopper is like, no, one of your eyes is working. That's fine. No, your heartbeat way too high, but it's fine for now. You'll be fine for another couple of hours.
Well, I mean, I feel like Chopper kind of confirmed it when he's like, look, Usopp, I know you're like in a lot of pain. I hope you make it. I just want to apologize that I ate a manju bun. I actually kept it because I said there weren't any left, and then Usopp gets up. He's like, "You check!" He's like beating the shit out of him for it. I think he's fine. I think Chopper realized the same. Being the crew doctor, I think he knows.
No, I think he's legitimately panicking. He's like, this could, like, he's fine, but it could break bad at any moment. Like, a lung could burst. It could be, like, he's going to die any second. I thought that was something that that was one of the things that made me laugh the most.
Well, you know, they start heading into town, and you've got such a good matchup between Sanji versus Bon Clay.
There's one thing I want to say about the Bon Clay before we jump into this fight that we kind of glossed over, but is another moment that I really love, and a moment that really stuck with me the first time watching this. Justin, what did you think about the part where they reveal that they have a secondary layer under the bandana that they have around their arms to show that they are indeed the Straw Hats?
Oh,
it's like a double layer,
double disguise, basically. Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought that was cool. I was wondering, like, why I didn't know about it earlier, but no, they do great. This set of episodes really gives me an Ocean's 11 vibe. Like, it, even though it's kind of like a big, like, action set piece and stuff like that, the way they, like, go back and they show things that you didn't see that happened before, it's very Ocean's 11 that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, oh, we outsmarted you the whole time. It was this the whole time I was actually doing this, which is also very anime. But I think doing the flashbacks, like those little flashbacks in between, really sell it and make it cool.
It works
This is
so
one of the
well.
things Oda
Like,
does in some cases that I can enjoy is the same way that the whole world feels like it's breathing when we're not watching. This is also a moment when like the Straw Hats are acting without us, the viewer, having seen it. You know, and I get what you're saying, but it's also something that I think it's an interesting thing as a viewer because then you're like, oh, I can't take for granted that I've seen everything that happens aboard the Mary. You know.
But then it's almost like blank check, like for like if it's done poorly, it could almost be like a blank check for whatever you want. Oh, this whole time I had a gun and you shoot somebody in the head.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite like that because they allude to the.
no, I think that's what Justin's saying.
There being a double signal.
He's saying, I think he's saying like it's not like this like, oh, how do we get them out of the situation? Oh, I had this the whole time. It's more of like because like even on a second watch through for myself, you know, watching Ussop ride up on a camel and he's like. Like even just like they hinted at it before any of it where Ussop says something the wrong way where it's like, oh, that bird's done. Like, we got to go. And she's like, wait a minute. Like, are you Ussop? And they show like the band and like Ussop lifts it up. And she's like, you're not Ussop. And you're like, wait, what did I miss? What did I miss? And like they're planning all of these things. Like even if it's just in a short period of time, like, you get that flashback of Zorro saying, we have these X's under here. And like, if anybody asks to show, you show the band, take the band off. And like, it's not like I had the hidden gun the whole time. I could have killed you at any moment. It's like, it plays out so well, I think. Maybe I misread what you were saying, Justin, but
no.
in my opinion,
I'm saying it's not, it's not the bad version of it. It's the good version. It's the Ocean's 11 version of it, where it works, within the context of the story. It's not a Batman with shark repellent, when he's out at sea. It's not that kind of thing, which is great all by itself, but it's in a different way. I thought that was super cool. It was something I didn't notice everybody having. A lot of times, like I'd notice the band every once in a while, but it was cool when they, did the reveal. Because initially I just thought it was just Vivi, because it's Vivi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vivi's just like intuition that she could just tell it's not Ussop. No, just like there's this reasoning behind it. It made it really cool.
Which is it's a great segue from Bon Clay also chasing Vivi and Karoo up a fucking mountain. Karoo like goes into second gear and just like rides that fucking way up into Alabasta,
Until he flies.
Until he flies. Pray with me, Vivi. Pray that we turn into birds and fly far, far away.
Fly far, far away from here.
And it leads us into our Sanji Bon Clay fight.
I'll say
it's the battle of the Tootsies, guys. Get hyped.
First of all, I want to say one thing about Bon Clay that I don't know if we've ever talked about, and it's probably one of my favorite, like just little pieces of character art. Bon Clay's hair on his legs. Like he clearly shaves his legs, but he doesn't do it every day. Just these little baby hairs. You can see. Yeah, I love them, especially in this fight, all based on kicks. It makes it really, really fun.
Like them going back and forth, and like when Bon Clay is like, I'm going to put together my copy montage all the weirdest characteristics I ever found from the people I've copied, and he puts them all together,
And it's him.
and it's literally it's just his face, but he's got Usopp's nose.
Yeah.
Sanji just
Such a
bashes
good
him.
comedy. And then he's like so bummed about it too.
And Sanji's like, yeah, he's what's. I mean, we all knew from the moment we met Bon Clave, like he's not going anywhere. We like this guy. We like Bon Clave, and
Bon Clay's fucking sick.
and Sanji's like, oh, that kind of sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Well, like it goes like from there. Bon Clay's like, all right, and, like he like kind of like starts like swiping through his memory bank of all the faces, and we get to Usopp, and like Sanji just immediately kicks him in the face, and Bon Clay retaliates with, "How could you? That was the face of your friend."
Yeah. He's like, I had a face that you could never hit, and then he just punches it right, like no hesitation at all.
Yeah, he has no. Obviously, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I know exactly what to do to this face.
Until he turns.
I know exactly what to do. I'm gonna kick it like a 4-ton fucking bat. I'll tell you that much.
Until he turns into Nami.
You know, he does. He finds Sanji's weakness, Nami's face. Which, to be fair, nobody wants to punch Nami in the face. She's too good of a character.
Every once in a while. No, I mean,
Oh man.
whoa. Let me back up. Only in the sense that everyone else is getting punched in the face. Nami's
true.
acting like a tool sometimes.
She keeps robbing people.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Bon Clay being Nami, finding his weakness. But, you know, it gets Bon Boy to a point where he can bust out his fucking goose shoes, which I think is so sick. Like, what could be like this like weird character design, it's like double feature where he rips it out, attaches it to his feet, and now he's got this extra reach on Sanji, where like he's got the Nami face, which as funny as it could be for him being like Melorin, it's, you know, it's this person he cares about. He doesn't want to fucking hit them. And now you've got like this extra reach where he can just like destroy Sanji during this fight. Where every attack that Sanji does, he just falls short that much, you know?
Yeah, no, it's good. But how does he beat him?
Well, he tricks him into touching his face with his other hand, so he can get the drop on him. Which is it's so clever, yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it, but I wanted to hear from Bill. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's no, it was.
I missed you, bud.
It's you know, again, Sanji being super spy, noticing like, you know, this feature, this weakness, and, you know, learning to exploit it. I thought he was going to do a thing kung fu style where he, like, you know, put a bandana around his eyes and fought him blind, but no, that's not the way they went.
No,
Would've been cool,
fucking
though.
annihilated
We're
him,
also skipping over one of Bon Clay's best attacks, Mascara Boomerang, in which he takes off his mascara and throws it at Sanji. It misses,
Hell
and
yeah.
it comes back and hits him from behind.
Get his ass. That's a backstab if I've ever heard one.
I don't know. This one, I mean, there were highlights in this fight. I would say this one. Yeah, no, we're doing these in about the order I enjoyed them the most. Like, I think this is definitely the because it's 4, right? We get 4 fights.
Yeah, this is the 3
Yeah.
or 4.
Yeah. So yeah, this was probably my third favorite.
I mean, I don't know.
Are you implying that the next fight is your fourth favorite.
Yeah, I am.
Really?
Whoa, this is
okay.
a
Okay.
spicy take.
Wait. Before we get into this, because this is probably hands down the best fucking fight. Before we get into this, we do get hit with like in between. Vivi hears that Luffy is dead. And she loses her shit a little bit because she is freaking out because she wants Luffy to be there. And all right, maybe we should get into this fight.
Yeah, I think we should save the Vivi stuff for after the 4 main fights.
Yeah.
Because basically they all hear the same thing, right? They all hear from one person or another that Luffy died.
Well, they do hear all the same things, and this certain thing plays out before the Zorro fight. But I'm kind of wondering really hard why you didn't like the Zorro fight. It's fucking driving me nuts because the Zorro fight is so sick. I want to hear it from you, Justin. What's going on in your brain?
No, it first of all these fights, awesome fights. All the everything is A tier. What I think to me, only have watched 120 episodes of this series.
Only.
What I really like about this show is what I was talking about with the Ussop and Nami fights, and a lot of Luffy fights too, where it's not about punching harder. It's about outsmarting the other person.
Yeah.
I think with Zorro, a lot of his fights, and I think also it's because we've seen this before, during the Arlong Park arc, where it's just like, oh, he's so beaten, he's so bloody. It's just like he wills through everything. I think this was another case of that, where it's almost like he willed through this, ass whooping to be able to beat this guy. And I think you even mentioned it before, Bill, that Mr. One is the most anime villain that we've gotten so far in the show.
I agree with that, yeah.
That's true.
So it's like, it's not that it's bad, it's just something I have seen before.
Here's my case for what you're saying, which I totally understand. Absolutely hear what you're saying. When we saw him verse, the fishmen in Arlong Park, right?
I love that you call them the fishmen.
They're fishmen.
Yeah, no. I love the way you say it, though.
Fishmen. The fishmen. He was wounded from Hawkeye Mihawk, and he was trying to push himself further through his wounds. It's like doing a fucking 12-hour shift with a cold that you've had for like 2 days, right? He did that. And, pretty incredible. Him versus Mr. One, a guy who's made out of steel. And Zorro does everything he can. He's literally busting out like onigiri and like all these like high end moves, and he's hitting him too, and like hitting against steel and like just decimating this guy, but it's not doing a damn thing. Just for him to get fucking like, he makes the wrong footing and he gets like a whole drill into his chest, not once but twice, and then he like ends up on his back and he's like, I'm fucked, like I made the wrong footing, I got heavily fucked up like a normal person would if they got drilled in the chest, and then ended with this like decimating blow that like cuts through him and like ends all the shit. And for him to stand up, and he literally says like, this is it, like I have one last blow in me to do, and if I fuck this up, like I'm done. I feel like it's just like the weight of it is like you're getting Zorro at like high end, healed, ready to go. He's busting out all the stops. It's not landing. He's getting fucked up, and he's like on the cusp of dying. I feel like that's where like it matters most. It wasn't like he was like wounded previously. Like it's just all out. This is Zorro's capacity.
Well, I
as
would
like
actually
a fully healed human.
I would actually argue against it because he literally makes the comparison to I've felt this before when Hawkeye Mihawk stabbed me in the chest.
Yeah, where he says he's about to die.
Yeah,
and it correlates to him like he's
makes
about to die.
The exact same thing. He's like, "Oh, I've felt this before." I think like this time the difference was he was all of a sudden he was feeling the what was it, the vibrations?
I was gonna say,
the rhythm.
first of all, y'all have both been talking about this fight for like 5 minutes, and we haven't talked about the swordsman who can cut nothing. This is the best part of the whole fucking fight, is the flashback with the sensei, and the sensei, he's like, watch me cut this paper, watch this paper closely, Zorro, and he throws it up and he tries to slice it with a samurai sword, and it doesn't get cut, and Zorro's like, that's pretty pathetic, Sensei. And but he's like, no, you don't understand, Zorro. There are blades that can cut nothing, and those are the blades that can cut everything. Swordplay that damages everything it touches is not swordsmanship. Like, that's the difference. And as soon as we come out of that flashback, Zorro's pondering what, like, you know, he's near death and like pondering his sensei's words, right? And in that instance, we get Mr. One basically saying that like his drills cut everything, which is exactly opposed to what the sensei was trying to explain to Zorro. And you get the moment where Zorro can hear the vibrations of everything, and he gets like slammed through that building, but he stands up and he's like, I didn't get hit by any of the falling rocks, but I knew where they would fall. It's not
Yeah,
I like
that part.
I knew where they would fall. Dude, this is like, we're getting all these kind of Star Wars references in terms of like the supersonic duck squad being like the X-Wings. This is like Zorro being in touch with the Force, right? He can hear where the rocks are going to fall. He can feel it. He can sense it. He knows that his katana is under the one boulder, and he picks it up, and then he slices at the tree leaves, and he doesn't cut them, and then he puts the sword in his other hand, and he slices the rock, and it slices perfectly in half.
And he does that after he stands there, though.
Because this is important. This is the most important.
No, it is very important, but he also felt the sword. He felt the sword under the rock that he sliced.
He said that, yeah.
Never mind.
So anyway, as I was saying, he's looking at Mr. One talking, but he's not hearing anything. And he's like, I can hear it. I can hear his steel. And he knows that he can do it. And he points the sword at him, and Mr. One says, I don't think you can, what does he say? He says, I don't think you can block my attacks with just one sword after you've been so damaged. And Zorro says, it doesn't matter because I won't be taking them anymore. And the way this scene plays out is kind of interesting because it's like, it's almost a cop-out because it's like an off-screen, but when he does the slash, it kind of like pans away, and there's like this kind of like shot of like these birds flying over Alabasta. And it comes back, and Zorro is in the fucking stance. This composition is fucking sweet. And Zorro's got the sword, and he just like sheaths it, and Mr. One just bleeds out and falls to the ground. And
this is total samurai stuff. Yeah,
this is where I want you to interrupt me. And what does Mr. One say to Zorro?
I guess that is Tori Hanzo katana.
That's exactly what he says to him. No, he says to him, that was pretty good. What are you going to cut next? Diamond?
And it's a waste.
It's a waste.
Oh my god.
But I want
So
you to
sick.
fucking hold on to that line, Justin, the same way I am holding on to that line. Because I feel like Oda has a way of just tying these fucking things back, and I would love I would love, love, love to see Zorro cut through Diamond. Be fucking sick.
Well, I think now he has the skill to cut through anything. Well, and honestly, he was always able to cut through steel. We saw him cut through those chains way back.
I was just gonna say.
I've been waiting so much this entire.
I know, because this is why I was talking so much shit about those fillers where he's like cutting through those steel chains. I'm like, no, this is like Zorro is like, and it's not that Zorro just has this ability. It's like he was on the verge of death and he was able to tap into this power. Hearing the voice of all things, right? This isn't like just like a standard Zorro skill set now. This is like something that he got pushed so far to be able to dig into his like abilities like this. And meanwhile, in the filler arc, he's just slicing through steel like, oh yeah, I'm cool, I'm Zorro, and Usopp's like, yeah, you're so cool. Like it's just like, no, please don't, please.
And
do
Otis said, "That's so cool." You saw how he chopped through that steel?
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I wonder if he's gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that.
Do it again.
But no, it like I said, everything here is A+ stuff. I thought, like, it was something I would have seen, like I could have seen in something else and still be fantastic. I just thought it was the most, what do you call it, like the most shonen.
Yeah, it is a very
fight.
shonen fight, but I think it's stylized extremely well.
It
and
is.
I think,
it totally is.
I think this is one of the fights that you'll come back after we've, watched 500 more episodes, and you'll see. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Yeah.
you'll come
dead
back
ass.
after 500 episodes, and you'll be like, oh, this fight had maybe a little more going on than I thought at first. Like, this is a fight that I think is great on first watch, but on a second watch through has kind of like a different tone to it in a certain way. And you're like, oh, okay, that actually means like a certain thing. Like I think it's pretty interesting. And it's one that every time, again, this is probably like my third time watching Alabasta in the past like year and a half. And yeah, I still get super hyped for this one. And each time I'm like, oh, it's just so interesting that like you can view it this way, having like knowing more about the One Piece universe. But go on, Lou.
I will also say, just to say that one of my favorite things in any sort of like swordplay, like any sort of Japanese samurai like thing, anytime they have their hands on their swords and then they just do the thing with the thumb to open it up. Oh my gosh! Have either of you guys played Ghost of Tsushima?
I started it and then I got swamped with life, and I still really want to play that game.
It is all that, like, you can literally do that all day.
Fun
really?
fact.
That's pretty sick.
Fun fact. Because I wasn't as deep into One Piece as I am now. When I started Ghost of Tsushima, I was like, all right, I'm doing it in black and white mode and subtitles only.
The Akira, or what was it? Gosh.
Yeah, the famous director who did samurai films. I wish I could remember the name.
Akira
Kurosawa. You are correct, sir. I was playing it that way, and not even 5 minutes in, Bill's watching me, and he's like, you know who's the voice actor, right? And I was like, no, who? He's like, Zorro.
Yep.
Zorro is the fucking voice actor for it. So, I gotta get back.
And the Blackbeard voice actor is also in that game.
Oh, who did you play?
I don't remember.
He plays Blackbeard.
Well, I just know the voices. So like I'm hearing. I'm like, Lou, you don't recognize that voice? Because he had watched like a good bit of One Piece at that point. I think you'd watched like up to Little Garden. That's the point you were playing.
That's a one through, man. I can't retain all this in one watch through. Gotta go for my second.
But yeah, no. Anytime like you enter like a camp, you have the option to do a standoff where it's literally that, and it's like the twitchiest moment because it's like you're waiting. You have to like attack.
Oh, you're talking about the standoffs.
Yeah, the standoffs. Yeah, you have to attack at the exact right moment. If you do it too early or too late, you lose, like, and you basically lose like half your life. But when you do it, it fucking is awesome every single time.
Feels so good because you do it from sheath to just like finishing move.
Oh yeah, it's done. It's game over.
There's an actual name for that too. There's an actual name. I actually just recently watched a video. Two samurais reviewing Ghost of Tsushima, talking about it.
Yeah, I watched those videos too. I watched them for Sekiro.
Dude, it's so fucking good. Yeah, but yeah, the to have like the thumb up and then back down, and you're like, oh, what happened?
And they do it in everything, but I love seeing it every single time.
It's still good, yeah.
It's never
trope
not
but
amazing.
It's always sweet.
It's almost makes you wish they could do it in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, it always makes you wish that lightsabers didn't exist and they use swords instead, because that was like, it is so cool.
Okay.
Well, you
now
know,
that we're done
for
talking
something
about-
that's built out of light, it could technically cut fast as light. Almost. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Anyway, now that we're done talking about all these stupid fights, we can talk about the real thing that happened in these episodes, which is we find out that Chaka is a jackal.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right? Amazing.
It's the best.
The whole time. Come on,
Wow.
guys. Chaka. You know.
Yeah.
Chaka. Our favorite character.
Yeah, like, they really built Chaka up. And
You know-
he got smoked.
Yeah, twice. He got off screen twice. And Bill even said, what do you expect? And I said, because he's a zone type user. And he's like, don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, Lou is so discriminatory against zone type users.
it's, he had the two greatest knights in his kingdom, both zone types.
Yeah, and they got fucked up real quick.
Don't talk about Birdman like that.
Speaking of people who get fucked up real quick, we could probably not even mention this because it happens so quick. They build up these four dudes that are like
The Fatal Fuel
big
Fighter
underlings.
4.
Yeah, these dudes get smoked. I mean, it's like their build up is longer than their actual fight, and actually the fight's kind of funny because they drank some kind of like cursed water and
they're gonna die anyways.
Past their abilities, and Crocodile's like, oh, so you guys are like poisoned. So if I just stand up here, you guys just die by yourselves. He like goes to the top of the building and they just like die. I was like,
Yeah.
And
damn.
gentlemen, that is where I stand in the war. I would be one of those dudes who's like, I'm so weak. You know what? I got to do everything I can, and I'll drink the fatal fuel, and I'll be the one who just stands there, being like, "You're not gonna fight me. You don't want to fight."
Lewis, I'd be running the other way, and I'd say, live to fight another day.
Yeah,
That is my mentality.
your slogan.
As long
Yeah.
as I'm alive, war's not over.
Justin's the guy who's running away with dance powder. He's like, I'm gonna make a fucking killing off of this.
I'm gonna be making a killing off dance powder, my other pocket sand, my Fuji set, and that's how I one guy at a time. Just throw it in their eyes and then just stab them in the chest.
You go to sell the dance powder, you actually got Fuji dust. Get him for all they're worth.
No Chaka MVP.
He got murdered like 3 times, dude. Nah, he tried. He tried. But you know, during this whole thing, which is, it's pretty fucking heavy. Especially like, I've had this conversation with my one friend, who is also happens to be my manager, who I had tricked into watching One Piece, who fucking loves it.
I was listening to the show, right?
He probably is actually.
Oh, probably.
yeah,
Shout out,
most likely.
shout out, Taylor. What's going
Shout
on?
out Taylor.
Shout
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Yo, what's
Really,
up, Taylor?
Watching One
Taylor.
Piece.
Dude, like when he first like started watching it, he was like, I don't know if like this is like seems a little bit like a kid's show. You watch fucking King Cobra get crucified to a wall immediately in front of his daughter, and it's just like getting like berated, man. Like some heavy shit happening.
Yeah. And especially when he still needs information from him. Kind of a sloppy move.
And what does he need information on, Bill?
Yeah, so Bill, explain this to me because I felt like I missed something.
The Pluton.
Because I have it written.
The futon.
I want to know where your futon is.
No, he's looking for the Pluton. And so what did we like? So obviously this has been seeded where Smoker's like, I don't know why Crocodile chose this island, but it's clearly something more than just he's not trying to become the king, you know? He's here for another purpose. And so what did we learn about the Pluton? What does it do?
It's the ender of fucking worlds.
Oh, you can blow up an island.
It can
It's
destroy an island.
essentially
So this is their
The
Death Star.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yes.
there we go.
A lot of Star Wars
Dune,
references.
Star Wars, it's got it all, people.
But he does
Exactly.
ask. He
Mighty
does
Ducks?
ask for a specific thing from King Cobra.
So, okay, so let's go in order here. So he asked for the Pluton, and Cobra is like taken aback. He's like, how do you even know
That
what
name.
that is?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't, basically I don't have it here or whatever. And Crocodile's like, okay, well then take me to the Poneglyph.
Oh, I didn't get
Which
that part.
another filler episode has ruined. What
No,
that
don't
is.
say anything about that, Lou. Don't say anything about that, because we don't know what a Poneglyph is yet.
All right, we'll save it.
So we just know what a Poneglyph is in name only at this point. So, and then Koza gets shot 4 times. Because why not? Why not bust him again, man?
You know, Koza really tried.
Koza tries to end the war, and he gets shot 4 times quickly by Baroque Works.
He gets executed pretty fucking quick the way that happens. But you know what? What Bill and I were also talking about it, and Justin, you got a good point. For an operation called Baroque Works that are trying to be secretive,
They do have tattoos that say Baroque Works on their arms. Yeah.
No, it just says BW. Oh yeah, they
no, it says
something to say
Baroque Works. It says
Something to say
Baroque Works.
Baroque Works LLC.
Loud and fucking clear.
CIA.
That's like if I got ISIS tattooed to me and I worked for ISIS. It's fucking terrible. You don't
Ice
do that.
ass.
Spell it wrong. Do something else.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Spell it wrong like Ace's tattoo.
Brush. Yeah.
This was, for Koza being like the rebel leader, he went down real soft.
Well, that'll happen when you get shot 4 times.
It also happens when you see your childhood friend who's like, hey, this is what's going on. Also, did you see that guy? His name's Crocodile. He crucified my father. Like, Mr. Crocman. I mean, like, he was ready to, like, I think Koza did everything right. He was like, I'm raising the white flag. I don't want to fight. I need you guys to do it too. We're going to shut everything down. He just happened to get fucking shot 4 times doing so.
It's like no one's ever learned anything from history and historical battles. You send the letter. You meet one-on-one with...
Oh! Are you really saying this? Because I'm pretty sure we got into an argument about this last podcast.
Actually, I have some notes. So, the War of 1812, right?
When did that happen?
The actually,
Was that, 1812?
1814 is when it ended, right? An armistice was signed. 2 months later, the final battle was fought. They didn't even know the war was over already. And it was actually the most, glorious battle. It was like the most, legendary battle of the entire war. And it happened after the war was over. Because they didn't know that the war was over.
Well, that's not something to be proud of.
No, it's not, because that's how communication, that's how long it takes to end a war.
Well, not when you got Karoo on your side.
He makes a point.
No.
Karoo delivered the letter.
Rock, flag,
It was
and eagle,
handwritten.
right, Justin?
There it is. There
What?
it is. Rock, flag, and eagle.
Rock, flag, and eagle, that wouldn't happen in the USA. The president would never get caught in front without all that glass in front of them. Let's
Like the
get
Pope-mobile?
shot.
Just like the Pope.
Just like
Well, okay. I have a question for you guys. Since you guys are such big fucking zone type users,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Pell? How do you feel about Chaka? Getting off-screened 3 times, actually. Chaka, at this point, had gotten off-screen 3 times. Pell got
I feel like
fucked
you're just
up.
adding more each time.
No, he really did. He got,
times.
you know what? Watch
Chaka-
it again. I promise you, Chaka got off-screen 3 times because there was the first one where they show up and Crocodile's there and Chaka's just fucked up. Then Chaka gets off-screened again, and that's when you were like, what'd you expect? And then the third time is when Chaka's like, I'll hold him off while Koza goes to do the thing, and he gets off-screened again.
Listen here. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thing about Chaka.
He's an
you know
old
what? You're right.
dog.
You're
He's
right.
an
You know,
ancient dog.
He doesn't do a lot for the argument for zone type users. You know what? He really doesn't. You know? He really doesn't. But are we going to disrespect Pell? He had machine guns.
First
He's
of all,
a bird. He's a bird first.
No.
He's a bird first.
No. Pell, fucking badass.
Justin, tell them.
That's first of all, he's got that cool hat.
Yeah.
Got the machine guns.
Justin's all about
He's a
hats.
fucking
else?
bird. What are you talking
else?
about? What are you talking about?
So he's
Tell
a
him.
bird with machine guns.
Look,
Yeah.
an entire series based on traveling by sea to fly is legendary.
Okay. Okay.
And he flies in, and Lou, he flies up to your face. Boom, boom, boom. It's over.
All right.
Pell.
I'm gonna put a hypothesis in front of you, right? Just like this little, like, get into the mindset, right? All 3 of us have a devil fruit. We all take a bite.
I eat 'em all.
Justin has a Logia fruit. He's a water type. He could just blast water, do whatever. I take a bite. I'm a Paramecian. And I have
Paramecia.
Paramecia. It's a Paramecia fruit. I can like make bombs and do all this shit. Bill, you take a bite. You're a bat.
Caw-caw. Oh, a bat. No, that's I
You're a
don't want to be
bat.
responsible for the coronavirus.
But you're a bat. So which one do you think? Or would you be okay? Would you be happy with what you got?
I guarantee you, Bill would find a way with his bat powers to beat both of us. And Lewis, you have
probably
nothing
would.
to say because you know that's exactly what would happen.
No, you're right. You're right. You don't even have to give like a hard fucking example. Bill would probably find a way to beat us. As a
It's
bat.
he would echolocation it. He would fly. He'd be using everything, sucking the
He would
blood out of
totally.
you. He'd be doing
Oh
everything.
my god. You're totally right. Fuck. Man, I thought I had a thing going.
And me, like watching.
Yeah, because I would be the one. I would be annoyed if I got the Logie. I'd be like, I want the weak and kind of goofy one.
Yeah, no, you always want the weak
Yeah.
and goofy one because it was the most fun.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
Like me, I'm turning into a puddle of water and just going away.
I'm just going away. I'm just going to flush myself down the toilet.
I'm just you'll
I don't
never
even
catch
want to
me.
be here anymore.
We live to fight another day.
What's actually weird is that if you were a Logia water type that can't swim, how does that work?
You just summon, shoot it, You can't be in it. That's it, you know?
Nothing you just said made any sense.
You can control water, you can shoot water, you can be water. You get dumped in a pool, shallow end, doesn't matter, you're dead.
But I thought I can control that water.
You fuck you. Oh fuck. When you're right, you're right.
I mean, it's that's the only thing I was thinking. I thought about it after, but because I was like, I would just float into the ocean and then just live on the sea. I was like, but then am I not supposed to not be able to swim or whatever?
I wonder if there is a water logia. Like, wouldn't there be?
We'll find out.
Oh, the silence is deafening. I genuinely don't know, and I'm excited to find out. Ooh!
That's the final one.
My dudes, these episodes are honestly phenomenal. Bill and I actually got to show one of them to our roommate without context, and he loved it, which was a good feeling because you just get to share something that's pretty awesome with somebody else.
I thought you were about to say it's a good feeling because we didn't have to kick him out of the apartment.
Well, that too. That was actually like straight up when we first interviewed him to be our roommate. The first thing we asked him was like, "How do you feel about anime?" Because there's going to be a lot of it. He digs it. So we lucked out. But what are the next episodes we are going to be watching? Because I am fucking hyped to see how Alabasta is going to go.
We're jumping into part 4, baby.
This
Part 4,
is
the last.
the finale.
This is the last stand. Ooh.
Episode.
What are we watching?
121 to 130.
What do you think is going to happen? We haven't heard shit from Luffy, Justin. How do you think it's going to go?
He's fucking dead. Luffy's dead.
fucking dead.
Real quick, I know, guys, we had 4 awesome Devil Fruit powers to go over, but we have a special treat coming soon for our Devil Fruit rankings. The very, very, very strongest Devil Fruit rankings. So, I'll give you a little hint. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and maybe we'll find out.
That YouTube channel handle is the very, very, very strongest One Piece podcast. You already know the name. All you got to do is type it in.
Boom.
You know it. You love it. You love typing it. Put it in that search bar. We got... Listen, this is new content. We're going to have a face reveal. Think
I'm
about
going to
that.
wear a Phantom of the Opera mask the whole time.
Oh, yeah. We should all dress up.
So you only get one face reveal per video. You don't get them all at the same time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, it's better than nothing.
No.
And you know what? You guys get to see the Mut fruit higher rank the dog fruit. And it's going to be so sweet. We're looking forward to seeing
Wait,
this.
is there a dog fruit?
Well, there's the jackal.
Chaka.
No, he's a dog model jackal. So there's like different models. So like there's the dog model mutt and there's a dog model jackal, right?
Yeah, but you know, the jackal is it's an ancient dog, so he's
We'll talk about
just
this
an
when we actually do the ranking.
Are you saying he's a boomer dog?
Yeah, he is. We're gonna fucking fight about it, and I can't wait because Mut fruit is gonna win.
You're gonna. I actually cannot wait. But if they wanted to get a little bit ahead and they wanted to subscribe early, and they also wanted to listen to all the other shows that were like everywhere else that they can listen to the show, where would they go, Lou?
Well, we're live actually every Friday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. So if you want the show as soon as it's live, subscribe to your podcatcher of choice. That way you get to listen to the show as soon as it publishes. Follow us on Instagram. It's at the very strongest pod. And give us a shout out if you like the show. Please give us a shout out.
Lewis's boss. Give us a shout out. You have power.
Do it.
Use it.
Do it.
Put it in presentations. Like you say, this is the way you do a podcast, or not to do a podcast. One of the two.
Yeah. Make a fucking pie chart.
Exactly.
Send us a
pie
PowerPoint.
chart.
Oh, I would love it.
We want it.
You guys have no idea how much I love PowerPoints.
I think I do.
Justin's all about that shit.
Yeah, Justin's literally the only person alive who cares so much about PowerPoints.
Oh man, it's dynamic storytelling. Let me tell you something. I'm telling a story.
Telling a story through pies. You're gonna love it.
But who could have shown up, right? Who would have saved the day? Was Shanks.
Oh.
But what happened was I called him on his cell phone and he picked up and he said no. And as you guys all know, when Shanks says no, see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.
I used to call Shanks on my cell phone.
Late night when you need his